Hey, welcome. Just take a look at this. Isn't that incredible? It's so complex, so perfect, right? It really looks like something a computer program whipped up, or something a master artist would spend hours on. But what if I told you that this was made with just a couple of super simple tools? The kind you've probably got lying around on your desk right this second. So, yeah, the big question is how? How do you go from a totally blank piece of paper to that masterpiece? Well, there's a secret to it, and it's surprisingly simple. By the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly how to do this yourself. So let's get into it. First things first, we've got to unlock the code. This whole pattern might look super complicated, but it's built on a foundation of really basic tools and one single, incredibly important rule. Let's break it all down. And here they are. That's literally all you need. A compass, and it's really helpful if you have one that can lock its position, a straight edge, like a ruler, a pencil, and a piece of paper. That's it. No fancy software, no crazy math. This is all about pure, simple geometry that anyone can do. And here it is. This is the whole secret, the entire key to this thing. Once you set the width of your compass to draw that first circle, you never, ever change it. I'm serious. For the entire drawing, that compass stays locked at that exact same width. Every single line, every arc we're about to make uses that same radius. That's the one rule you have to remember. All right, ready to put that into practice? Let's do it. In this next part, we're going to lay the foundation. This is like creating the geometric canvas that's going to hold our entire pattern together. This first step is absolutely crucial. Okay, so go ahead and grab your compass, find a good spot right in the middle of your paper, and just draw a nice, clean circle. This is going to be our master circle. Now, grab your ruler and draw a perfectly straight line horizontally right through that center point. Then do the same thing vertically. So you're basically dividing the circle into 4 equal slices. So what you've just done is create 4 perfectly spaced points right where those lines cross the edge of the circle. We're just going to call them north, south, east, and west to make it easy. These 4 spots are going to be the main anchors for everything else we do. All right, our foundation is set. Now it's time to actually start weaving the core pattern. This is where the magic really starts to happen. We're going to use those anchor points to build this beautiful design, and you'll literally see it appear right before your eyes. Okay, now remember that golden rule, right? Do not change your compass width. So take the pointy end of your compass and place it right on that north point. Now swing a big arc down so it passes right through the center of the circle and touches the edge on both sides. Then you're just going to do the exact same thing from the south point, then the east point, and finally the west point. When you're all done, you'll have 12 perfectly spaced points all the way around your circle. Okay, here comes the best part. It's almost therapeutic. Just pick any one of those 12 points around the edge to start. It doesn't matter which one. Put your compass point right on it, and then swing a beautiful arc inside the circle that connects its 2 neighbors. See that? Now just move to the very next point and do the exact same thing. And then the next one. You're just going to keep doing this, hopping from one point to the next all the way around the circle. And as you draw that final arc, boom, there it is. You'll see that the pattern isn't something you have to carefully sketch out. It just emerges. It's born right out of those overlapping lines. It's such a cool example of how really simple rules can create something so complex and beautiful. You just have to trust the process. And you know what's really cool? The pattern doesn't even have to stop there. There's this technique called outer extension, where you can basically make it grow forever. You just use the same method on the new intersection points that pop up outside your circle. You can just keep building and expanding the grid. It just goes to show how powerful this one little skill really is. So now you know the secret, right? But let's talk about a few pro tips. These are the little things that are going to take your drawing from pretty good to, whoa, how did you do that? It's all about making sure every line is crisp, clean, and exactly where it needs to be. First up, and this might sound obvious, but keep your pencil lead sharp. A really fine point is absolutely essential for getting things precise. It makes sure that when your lines cross, they create a tiny, perfect point, not some blurry smudge. You need those perfect points to place your compass for the next step. Okay, here's a fantastic little trick. I call it the anchor test. Before you commit and draw a whole arc, just lightly tap your pencil tip down where you think the line is supposed to go. Does it land exactly on the mark? If it does, great, you're good to go. If not, you can adjust. It saves you from so many frustrating mistakes. And finally, think about your pressure. Try to hold the compass by the handle at the very top, not by the legs. And as you swing it to draw an arc, lean it just a tiny bit in the direction you're moving. This helps keep the needle planted firmly so it doesn't slip and mess up your whole drawing. A nice, light, consistent touch is really the key. So let's just pull all that together for a second. What did we really learn here? Well, this whole incredible design, it's really just a circle divided up 12 ways. That's it. And the big secret, the one thing you can't forget, is to keep your compass width exactly the same from start to finish. And finally, getting it perfect isn't some kind of magic. It just comes down to those simple, little tricks like having a sharp pencil and double-checking your point. And that's it. That's the secret. The real magic here isn't just about copying this one pattern. It's about you now understanding the system behind it. You have the code. You have the basic building block to create tons of other amazing designs. So, now that you know how it's done, what are you going to create?